out here, the dog ashes that we have to resell.
Okay, y'all, we'll go ahead and get started. 4 o'clock. Let y'all know Mike's here and doing good today. He had his first cancer treatment yesterday. Took all day, didn't it?
It's no
But
fun.
he made it through it. And he doesn't even look like he's got stage 4 cancer today. But anyway, we're gonna stay with him through all this and, you know, help him get through it. And we're glad he's back, and I'm glad he's doing okay today. Okay, the first thing on here is, Amy's gonna talk to us later about a couple of grants. Hopefully she'll be here. She's not, Amber Cobb's here. She may fill in for her a little bit if she doesn't show up, but, the first one is discuss the Main Street manager position. I just wanted to update y'all on the position. We've gotten about 7 applicants, but y'all, they're just not the applicants that would fill that job. You know, they haven't got the experience or you know, to do it. And the committee, Amy's, the Main Street committee looked at the applications also, and they couldn't find anybody that they thought would qualify either. So we're in a, you know, I even talked to Amber about it to see maybe if we could do something with her in the chamber, to help out here. And like Amber said, it's just too much for those 2 jobs for her to handle. I mean, she's got 3 kids at the house, and it's just too much. And so, and I sure understand that, but we'd have been lucky to have her again. But anyway, we're at a point where we don't have anybody, and we need somebody, don't we, Amber? I mean, you know, things are getting behind, and
there are things in process that just, yeah, there needs to be somebody to facilitate the things that are already in process, for sure. And you know, it's not I can't do that job, but I can't do both, obviously. 2 full-time jobs, that would be insane. But yeah, there are so many things in process right now. Amy just texted and said she's not gonna make it, but.
oh, she's not?
No.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
She's taking another job in Minden, and you know, it's taking a lot of her time down there.
Right, and she's, you know, keeping her volunteer position on the Main Street board and trying to help facilitate these things that are in process, but it's not having a body there, for lack of a better term, to do the load is rough. It's hard.
Well, there's nothing y'all can do. I just wanted you to be aware of what's going on. You know, nothing's going on. But
Well, what they could do, Mayor, to help you, if they find a qualified candidate, send them your way.
yeah, I know. They know that. I mean, they're steady trying to think of people, and so we'll see how that goes. But I just
Still
want y'all.
advertising? Are we still advertising?
We haven't run it since the last one.
We ran it how long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks in a row,
And it was out on the Main Street Facebook page.
yeah. But anyway, we may do it again, I guess, maybe, see if that'll, you know, do anything.
Mayor, I have began to advertise on a website called Indeed, and it's been free. And it has upped the number of candidates that I've been able to interview. That may be an option.
All right,
That's what we use out at the hospital too.
Yeah.
okay, well, we'll try
And
that.
you can pay for some of it if you really wanna put it out there, but there's a small portion that's free that,
Yeah, and it's well worth it.
Okay,
well, I ain't paid for none of it. I was thinking
That's even
on the
better.
cheap side.
okay. Well, I guess on these, do you think you can fill us in on these grants, or?
The only one that I have any real information on is the
63,000?
yes, it's the downtown roadmap grant. And, the deal with that is downtown roadmap is a program that Amy won a grant through Louisiana Main Street America, to have this, this program come to Springhill. It is an assembled cast of experts in their field of policy, engineering, landscape design, and marketing. And they come in and they look at downtown, they study our ordinances, our zoning, et cetera, et cetera. They hear, and it's a 3-day process, for the public. There are several phone calls we go through before that process starts in November. But, they come in, they examine all of that, and then they give us a plan, a strategic plan to move forward and create change, by not just going, but they examine everything from policy down to, parking, all the way through. And, they give suggestions, and like I said, this is a cast of characters. There's an engineer from Maine, there's a, policy, expert from Penn State, there's a, landscape design guy, these are all from South Carolina, these are all experts in their field. And so, they have we've started the preliminary phone calls with them on the 1st, and we have 4 phone calls before it's November 18th, 19th, 20th, I think, or 17th, 18th, 19th, I'll get the dates right. But there will be a steering committee, there will be a stakeholder meeting. All of that will happen during those 3 days of planning and going over and suggestions, so.
I know we need help in all those areas. I mean, our zoning hadn't been updated since 1959.
Right.
We started on it, it's just, it's a bigger challenge than what, people think, so.
Yeah,
And this just gives us an outside perspective. These guys have done this all over the country, and when we discussed with them the other day, all these things that were like, oh, here's all of our faults, here's all of our faults. And they're like, no, don't count them as faults. We see this everywhere. Don't think you're unique. This is a plague across the country. Just hold tight. We have a plan. They see this, they know how to, they know how to address it and help us out with that,
It's all about the students.
that's.
so, and this is one where we pay the 66,000, then they reimburse us?
Yes.
Okay. So in the end, we won't be out
It's
anything?
zero.
Okay. Well, okay, you can turn that down then.
That's right.
Okay, and I'm not familiar with the other one either that she has, so,
Does she have a name on it or anything? If you refresh me, I might be.
When she called me the other day, all she told me about was the strategic roadmap, and then she had another grant.
There's another big one in process. I'm not sure when this one ends.
But she said she would be here today, so.
Yeah, right. One of the other ones is,
Is that the sidewalk?
no, well, there's one with the DOTD about the sidewalks, but I don't know how far along that is. The other one that's in deep process is the one to get us on get our historic district on the national registry.
I think that's the one she.
So, and it's a pretty big grant, but it pays for the whole, that whole process of getting that done. Because she had students from LSU come up and really look at our architecture, look at the streets, look at the buildings when they were built and everything, and all the changes that have been made since they were built, and they're defining our architecture style and all that fun stuff. And then they can make recommendations to the National Registry to get us on the National Registry, because that opens up a whole nother world of grants that are available to our historic building owners. Not only just facades, but general upkeep grants that are so needed for downtown. So it's a really vital thing. But I think I want to say she said that they would not have the answer from the National Registry until March. But I don't know how that grant is. I'm not positive on those details.
again, it's a grant that will work the same way.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, I appreciate you helping us with that, sure do. Okay, well, that's all we can do on that today. something that came up today, that I thought we'd go ahead and talk about today, is the issue of this dog control and the fact that we've been paying McMahon, $1,250 a month to accept dogs from us and dogs from the community. And I found out that they are taking care of 20 to 40 dogs a month from the community. But Will will tell you that he's only taking one dog out there in a month. So, and I'll let Will continue because it's under Will's, it's in his budget. He's kind of the one over the dog control with the police and kind of go from there.
When we were doing the budget process, I looked at, and y'all asked me to try to make cuts. I looked at that budget and we're paying $14,000 a year to house dogs. So I started keeping up with how many dogs we were sending to the vet clinic. And in that 5 or 6 month period, we'd only sent one dog to the vet clinic. So during that time frame, Ms. Malone informed me that we got a letter from the vet clinic saying they were going from $1,200 a month to $1,700 a month.
No. We didn't get a letter from them. We got an invoice that said $1,700.
Okay.
But Julie clarified that this afternoon too. The police dog had been out at the vet. And that part of that charge was attached on the same invoice as their $1,200.
Okay. So anyway, that was some confusion because I assumed that it was going from $1,200 to $1,700. So I started reaching out, and we're during the budget process. I called Miss Lewis, who runs the llama. I said, hey, is there any way you could take our strays, for maybe $1,000 a month? No, we can't take them. I said, okay. So then I reached out to Chubby Stewart, local vet, and I said, Chubby, could you be interested in taking them? I said, I'm afraid McMahon's is going up to $1,700 a month. He said, I could do it for $1,200, so $1,250. I said, okay, so he built some pens, and for the last 3 months, we have been paying Chubby. I called the vet clinic. Now, they dropped the ball somewhere on their end and informed them that, hey, we're moving and there's never been a contract signed. Dr. McMahon, not Wayne, but Doc, Royce, and Johnny Harrington, we believe, had a verbal contract that the city would do this, and I think it started out, from what Jerry Stevens told me, it started out at $750 a month, and now it's gotten up to $1,200.
And we called Wayne McMahon and got his information.
Yeah. And Wayne said, yeah, he said, there's been a lot of dogs and cats come in when I was there. He said, but now I'll also say this, Will, a lot of those was probably out in the parish or this and that. He said, do you see many in town? I said, no, we see very few strays in town. Matter of fact, the only one in the last 3 months since I began with Chubby, because I've been tracking it even closer, is I picked one dog up and it went to Mr. Stewart's. Like I said, his vet clinic is not open but 1 or 2 days a week. But he built pens at his house and said, hey, just put one in there. If y'all get one, I'll take care of it. Then this morning I received a call from Miss Lewis, and me and her went over what I just discussed. And I feel like also a lot of the strays that come into McMahon's or other places that people bring in are a dog that they own, and they no longer want that dog, and hey, I'm gonna drop him off, say he's a stray, and let them take him. Doing a little research with some other local rescuers, they say probably 90 to 95% of the dogs that come in there are that. So anyway, there was a post out that kind of got the public a little bit stirred up, so we wanted to inform y'all where we were at and what's going on, and I wanted to answer any questions that you had as to where we were at.
Okay, is Chubby is he gonna take, the dogs from the community?
That's part of the $1,200 that he receives, as well. And like I said, he built pens at his house. He sent me pictures of them. And they're
Chubby's gone to his house, is that what he's doing?
pretty much, he's open for 2 days a week.
Chubby's a little older than I am, he's 79, I know that.
We don't have a contract with him either.
We don't have,
There's not a contract with anybody.
there's not a contract with anybody. We have a verbal contract or a verbal agreement between us. It's not a contract.
Started with Royce McMahon.
And like I said,
I'll do it.
if it doesn't pick up any more, that's $14,000 a year. I mean, and I love animals, don't anybody leave out of here, make sure Facebook gets it. I'm not against animals, I love animals. But on the other hand, if I could save a little bit of that money and buy an officer a taser, or cut down on a vest, something that is life-saving and life quality.
So if you put him at Chubby's, how long is he gonna keep him?
He kept this last one 4 days and did an exceptional job, the one that I sent, cause it had a chip. He found the chip, he scanned the chip, and he got the dog back to the owner.
So maybe if we had a contract that specified certain things, like they have to stay so long,
Well, and I understand that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't wanna sign a contract with anybody, cause I think it's a service that we probably need to back out of. If you're paying, you spent $3,600 on one dog that the police took out there. I mean, $3,600, that's a lot of money on one dog. I'm not saying that we're not gonna need the local vets for a stray that we pick up, but I think you're better off paying it per dog basis. And saying, hey, keep this one for 4 days, if you can't find somebody, call Lama, if it can't be rehomed, unfortunately, you can't save them all, some of them may have to be euthanized.
Okay, Michelle, go ahead before you bust
Okay,
your
so
gut.
if you're paying Chubby $1,200, why wouldn't you pay McMahon's, who has done a loyal service to this community, $1,200? If Chubby is on the verge of retiring, why would you invest that? Because they did not go up a month. And if you cut out the service for the community, you are going to, your officers as animal control will have to go and pick up every dog or cat that's in this town and have to do something with it. So you will be getting more calls, cause I like you, Will, I'm not fussing at you, I'm fussing about the situation. Then they're gonna call your department, and I'm gonna make sure that they call the department, cause you're animal control, and not me. The reason why I didn't take it is cause you offered me $500. I'm not a municipality, no,
Would you
I'm
take
not
it
a
for $1,000?
municipality, I can't.
So you wouldn't take it for $1,000?
I don't have the way to euthanize. I don't have a crematorium. I can't do that. I can't hold a dog for the limited amount for the state for an owner to claim. I can't tie my rescue up with that.
Does Chubby have a crematorium?
No.
I don't know what like I said, it hadn't become an issue because we've had one dog in 3 months.
And pit bulls used for hog hunting would not be acceptable if that got out. So that's what I have to say about it. But here's someone with McMahon's, so she would like to speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, we never got notice that we were no longer taking the city strays.
I'm gonna interrupt you a second. Yes, ma'am, I did call and speak with somebody. I don't remember who I called and spoke with, but I informed somebody.
Well, again, we haven't known, so for the last 3 months, I guess it ended, like 3 months ago?
Correct.
We've still been sending the bill, anyone that calls with the city stray, we're like, yes, we accept them, come on in. We didn't know,
And how much do you charge for the strays?
$12.50.
Okay,
So it's
but you're gonna pay,
$50
you're gonna
more.
take that away from a long-term situation
I
to
don't know
a
who
new
you
term.
spoke to, and
I wished I
Something-
remembered. I speak to so many, I don't.
also, we still send out 3 statements after and never heard anything. Hey, why are we still getting a bill if we're not?
Well, are we paying, don't say a dog or cat, nothing goes to a vet, are we still paying that vet this fee every month? Well, I think she got a good idea, and go to it by animal,
Yeah,
Well, no, Miss,
per.
basically.
well, I was just asking if they could hold them for longer than I.
yeah, she was wanting to sign a contract where they had to hold 3, 4, 5 days, whatever, and that's when I said, I'd rather go per animal basis and pay per animal.
What's the state law say? You have is there a law?
I'm really not sure. We
It's-
do a mandatory
yeah.
3-day hold,
Right,
but
yeah.
I know, you're only getting the ones, that go through you guys. If we get calls every day. You know, we found a stray in the city. We don't direct them to y'all first, or we hadn't been, which is probably why you're getting a low volume of it. If it's in the city and they, you know, we found this on so and so road, we just have them come directly to us.
Can I, go ahead. I want you to finish before I ask a question.
That's all.
How are y'all verifying that these animals are Springhill dogs? How do you know they're not coming from Shongaloo, Cullen, Sarepta, Cotton Valley? I mean, I know they don't have suitcases, they're not traveling on their own, but I mean, how do you know that the people from out in the parish aren't using, like they do at the city of court over here, that we're not paying for everybody on the north end?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. There is definitely a possibility that some are not. But, you know, we look up the number that's calling them, look at their address, see where, you know, we have them write down where it's found. It's typically, you know, behind Brookshire's or in the so-and-so parking lot. You know,
Yes, ma'am.
there's no way to know for sure.
Right.
But we do the best we can, and we tell people all the time, I'm sorry you're not in the city limits, you need to contact, you know, Sea Caps and Magnolia or Minden or... We do the best we can.
Or me.
Okay,
Or me.
well, see, now, and I didn't know.
Yeah, and so, as closely as we work with David with the animal control for the parish, I can tell you that he probably gets 50 times more than what Springhill gets.
Yeah, I read your post on Facebook, you love them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't know how many dogs are getting brought and dropped off and I'm afraid a lot of those dogs that they are taking, or cats that they are taking, are gonna be animals that were owned and somebody decided, I don't want this animal anymore.
Yeah, they said 20 to 40 a month.
Yeah. I know with talking to my patrolman, riding around, they said, we don't see strays. Mike, how many do y'all see?
I don't see many at all.
You know, we have more problem with feral cats, but who's gonna catch a feral cat? I'd rather catch a coon than I had. It's about the same thing.
Yeah. Let me ask you, when you check them, and you said you checked the phone number, and all, you check their driver's license to see if it's within the city?
We don't.
That would be,
I mean,
and.
a lot of them are our clients, so
Right.
when they call, we just put in the number in our system and see, you know,
where
they are,
yeah,
you
well,
know.
that's fair enough.
That's,
But you know, and I don't care where you're at, whether you're in Bossier City or Minden or Shreveport, you're never gonna know if that person is just dropping it off because they don't wanna care for it anymore. So I agree with that point. You're never gonna know. You can't tell that. I mean, there are some cruel people out there that can do that, and I could never do that to one of mine. But some days I want to, but I can't. Price-wise, we're still looking at
You're
the
still
same
the
thing.
Same thing.
You're still the same. Now, I have, like I said, I have moved it from McMahon's to Stewart's, and he's built some pens, that are very nice and suitable at his home, and like I said, the one we dropped off, he did an exceptional job to make sure.
And nobody's saying that he's not.
I don't know how this ever got under the police department's view. I don't see where this is public safety, but it's there.
Yeah, it's because we can't, we can't afford to put a
We used to
separate
have a dog catcher.
Yeah,
Let's open it back up, put it under his budget, get it off of that.
Well, that was in the police department budget, the dog catcher was.
It ought to be on the sewer budget, street
No.
department, public works.
I know you've gotta take it back, since you've got people that you've gotta answer to, would y'all be willing to sign some kind of contract with the city?
yeah, I mean, absolutely. And if
And-
y'all need a better job done tracking, just, I mean, if we need to say, hey, no, call the police and have them bring it in, or whatever needs to, just, it had never been done that way.
Yeah.
And
Can't you do a per, like Will said, a per animal thing instead of paying $12 flat?
That's what it all boils down to.
Like, how
And
much,
that's what
how
I'm
much a
trying to
day
do.
do you charge to house a dog, generally?
if they're there,
No,
a
I
day
mean,
is
say I bring a dog
$33
in
per
to
day.
spend the night or the
It's
weekend.
33 per night.
33.
And there's a price break after a week, it's $149 for a week. So that would be looking at like, if 10 dogs, were there for a week, that's
you know.
And,
You gonna run
less
more than $1,200.
yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like-
So it's
A lot
really
more.
not feasible.
And we haven't gone up on it, it's been 6 years, you know, it's to
Yeah.
feed the dogs that are there, obviously, I mean, dog food's gone up a ton in 6 years, I don't know if anybody has a dog, it's twice what it used to be. But, I mean, it really, I think is pretty reasonable, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, we're really upset we need it, but just we didn't know, and we've still been taking them, and
Ms. Nix, you had something you wanted to add?
People have been calling me all day about this. You know, this came up all together because I went to the house of somebody who'd been arrested Sunday, and I was texting you while you was in church. And that's how this all got started, and I hate that. But, what people are worried about is, the public can't take dogs to Chubby's, to Stewart's. They're saying it only has to be a police officer taking it down there, and there's a whole lot of walk-ins at McMahon's with people saying, hey, I found this dog, and that kind of thing. Which may or may not be their dog, but they do get, at least the dog gets somewhere when it gets taken out from McMahon's. So, if they can't go to Chubby's, how do they get the dog down there if it's a Springhill stray?
You know, I see it this way, if we're paying, Dr. Stewart down there the $1,200, then what's the difference between the two? They'll take them, and it doesn't matter if you have 5 or you have 40, it's the same price. And I understand what Will's thinking, and I don't disagree with Will, I just think that if we're gonna be paying the same price, it's crazy to go away from who we've been with for all
Well,
these
people
years.
around here, they think about dog or cat, they think about McMahon.
McMahon's, yeah. And I think that we need to have some kind of a contract with them, with y'all. And, something to show that, you know, maybe we could sign a 2 or a 3-year agreement and then look at it again at that time. But, you know, regardless, if Will's officers are only taking 1 dog down there and I'm paying $1,200, and I got 40 over here and I'm paying $1,200, doesn't take a lot to figure that math out.
Well, we don't need to pay 2 people.
No, we don't need to be paying 2 people, and like I said, there was some confusion there thinking that it was going to $1,700 a month instead of $1,200. My other question is, and I've never checked, what do other I know Minden, they built a shelter,
Yeah,
but what do other municipalities do?
well, that's a good question. We'd have to look at something our size, Vivian, you know, I don't know what Homer does over there.
Vivian, maybe.
Caddo Parish completely, everything goes to Caddo, and it's a nightmare over there. But, Bossier Parish itself is split completely. Bossier City has a pretty good animal control. But anything in Bossier Parish is free for all right now. Nothing's happening because some rescuers have caused some problems. But I do have a question about, when they are intake at McMahon's, we probably do need to track it better since it's such an issue about where exactly where they came from, who brought them in and stuff, because there has been some questions in the past. And I also have another question that I probably don't know enough about this to be talking about, but didn't y'all do a deal with something about helping pay for the, incinerator, because I don't know the right word?
Yeah, we pay $1,200 a month.
Okay, and isn't that at McMahon's on the property?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was just what ever since Johnny Harrington was the mayor, we paid them a monthly fee.
I think they had to replace it a few years ago, though, if I'm
They
not
did, and that's
mistaken.
when the price went up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They went up on us.
I think Chubby has a deal with that incinerator place in the industrial park,
Yeah, I think that's
what he
what
used to do, so.
I just think if we can, we're paying the same rate and we just need to do a better job tracking it, we keep it.
If we're gonna pay the same rate, ain't no point in tracking it. They can take 200.
Oh, that's
They
true.
can take 200 a month. That's,
I'll tell you
sometimes
this,
we do.
I brought one in that I hit it on 157 and I didn't, it was just bumped. And, I brought it in and that's the first question they asked me, where did this dog come from? I said, well, outside the city limits. Well, no, we're not gonna take it. We'll look at it, you can pay for that. And that's what I did, so I ended up taking the dog.
so,
Oh, you took the dog yourself?
No, I didn't keep it myself.
Okay, so, we're at a point where,
Mayor, it sounds like the council wants to move these services back to McMahon, and I'll inform Mr. Stewart that, hey, we're no longer gonna need your services, we'll move it back to McMahon. I would ask the council to move it out under my purview, move it to another line item budget, it's not public safety.
It's animal control, but it's not public safety.
Where would you put it?
I don't know, but I don't feel, I mean, I deal with dogs when they bite somebody, if it's a dangerous dog, if it's a vicious dog. I agree, that's public safety.
Yeah.
But as far as this, cause y'all want me to cut the budget, and y'all want me to cut it down, and I understand, and I'm willing to. But this is a bad deal here.
And that's my thing, I mean, some months there's no animals out there and we're still paying $1,200.
No, they're taking 20 to 40 a month.
There's dogs being taken, there's just not.
Oh, you just took one?
Yeah,
I just
They're
took one,
20 to
they're
40.
they're saying that if you could drive around and pick up strays and stray dogs and cats and bring them out there, and they're still going under that 1,200.
Well, why has the city got a bill instead of the parish?
it's in the city, it's supposed to be in the city.
Because it's inside the city.
The problem is what I hear is that, you know, there's people bringing them in from outside, and they'll say, yeah, but we just need to do a better job tracking it is all. But the same cost, I mean, if you're carrying one dog down for a month, if that, then why not do this?
Okay,
But like I said, I mean, I have no problem with that, I have no problem with mans. I was just trying to save some money here and there.
Right, yeah.
My next move after, like I said, I've been tracking it for months. We carried one dog in 6 months. Is saying, hey, this is money we can save and cut it out. I have no problem with moving it back to McMahon's. I'll call Stewart, let him know. I don't think Dr. Stewart had a problem, but I would ask for that line item budget to be moved to another department.
Put it under the mayor.
yeah, well, that's fine with me.
You
I
can
believe
do
it.
that anyway.
Mike don't want it.
No, what am I gonna do with it? You're already telling me to cut my budget.
We'll give it to Darren, that's what we're gonna do.
The city attorney, do you have anything to add to this?
Do you wanna go to some sort of contract, and if so, there's gonna be some definitions that we probably need to discuss. And whether it's per dog, whether it's monthly, I mean, I have no problem drafting it if that's what the council would like. But we just have to make some decisions on whether it is per animal, whether it's monthly, I'm sure duration of time that the animals stay there is gonna come into play, control, I mean,
And
whole
I
nine
think
yards.
that's gonna come down to, we need to get some numbers from this young lady over here on what's coming in and.
Well, they said 20 to 40 a month,
So
but
you would y'all rather track it for a month or two before we
I
start
think
the
that was-
contract?
I
or-
think that would be the wise thing to do before we finalize any kind of contract. Yeah.
Would the parish take it over to take care of us?
No.
no.
Parish won't do
The
it.
police jury is sending me bills
Because
on a juvenile that committed murder inside the city that I sent to BDC, that they sent to Jackson Parish, and they sent me a bill for $9,000 that I have to send back to BDCC that goes back to Jackson Parish. So, you know,
And Webster Parish doesn't have a dog control program or anything like
Well,
that?
they do, but.
But they're not
It's for the outside
It's the
city
parish,
limits.
Minden has their own,
I got you.
and I think we check and see what Vivian's doing over there, so.
I think that the stray hold time needs to be clarified in the contract too, if you do that.
The what, I'm sorry?
Stray hold time, like, it's not clear in the, laws, that like, you look at it, sometimes it's like three days, sometimes like 7 days, even Webster Parish has questions about it, so, maybe you'd understand it better. But I think it needs to be clarified that they need to stay, that time, so I know that some stray cats would euthanize their own intake, and that's not good, so.
Okay. Yeah, if we're moving forward with the contract in a couple of months, I think we'll have to sit down and ask the council a number of questions, and that's certainly one of them that we can address.
Okay. Well, going forward then, we'll go back to McMahon's and then we'll get with the city attorney and work on the contract.
Sounds good.
All right, anybody else got anything today? All right, if not, that's all we got
move
today.
out from off
Thank
my
y'all.
budget.